Hello, so our next topic is conditions in Python. So there are different types of conditions we can just use in Python. The conditions evaluate expressions which result in either true or false, or in other words, we can also say a conditional statement is a decision-making statement. If one state it means if one statement is true, then do this, otherwise do that. All right, let's just have a look. First, we will see how many types of conditions we have in Python. So first of all, it is if, and then we have if, else, and then we have if, else, if, and then we have nested if. Sorry, nested if. Okay. So there are four types of conditions in Python, which are if else, and if else if, and the lastly nested if. So basically, if you have learned other programming language like C or C++, then you have seen that we have a boundary for that matter. If we want to see this is the if condition or else condition, but in Python you just only have to indent your code to tell that this part of the code is separate from the other part of the code. So let's just see it in the example, and then we will see. Okay, first of all, we will open a file. So we will open a file, and we will we will take a new file, and we will just start making our program in here. Okay, so first of all, we have the if condition. Let's see what it has. So age equals to 10, and then if age less than 18, and yes, you have to put a colon after this, and yeah, then you will just put an enter, and then when you just hit the enter, you will see our cursor is just below the age, and it has given us some space, which is basically indenting the code. All right, if you just hit the enter, it will indent the code. Now note that if you just backspace it and you will just write the statements next to it, here where is the cursor now, it will give you syntax error. And how it will give you syntax error, we will see in shortly. Okay, so let's just write in here print you are a kid. Okay, so let's just try it. We will just run it. All right, we have to save it. We will say it if condition. Okay, and yes, see, you are a kid because our age is 10, and if age is less than 18, we will just say that you are a kid. All right, so now if I will just remove that space from in here, and now I will try to run it. Let's just run it. Okay, so you got the syntax error, which is called expected and intended block, and you have seen the line is also highlighted. All right, the line is also highlighted, so you must have to indent your code if you want it to be correct. All right, so this is the indentation in Python, and we have to care about it. And mostly if whenever you put a colon and you hit an enter button, it will automatically indent your code, and you do not need to press a tab or spaces by yourself. All right, so okay, let's just check the if statement, and if let's say if you have more than one line of code inside if statement, it has to be equally indented. This will not work like this. If you have more than one statement into the Python if statement, you have to put it equally under the print statement, not that you have put the print in here like this. Let's just put it you cannot drive. All right, so let's just run it and see if it is run. Yes, we will save it and see that unexpected indent. You see we have got an error which is called unexpected indent. So we have to remove it because our both print statements are under one if condition. All right, it is not in another statement. That is why we have to put into the same indentation level. All right, so now let's just run it. Okay, we must have to save it. Okay, and you see we have now the result. You are a kid, you cannot write. Okay, so now we will see if else. All right, if else. Now we will see if else. Okay, so I will just remove the statement we do not need in here, and now I will just put else. Now note that you have to put else a level equal to the if, because it is the else statement of if, so we have to put it equals to the if level. Okay, so we will put a colon and we will press the enter, and you see we have already ended. So you are an adult. Okay, so you are an adult. Let's just run it and see. So our age is, according to our age, you are a kid, but let's just say we will change our age to 20, and let's just run it. You see, we have got the result. You are an adult. So what happens in here? Okay, so what happens in here? First of all, we have created a variable which is called the age, and then we have up here if age less than 80. So let's see, age is 20 and which is not less than 18. That is why we will just move to the else part. We will not execute this statement. We are not gonna execute this statement. We will just execute else statement, which is called print you are an adult, and it will be there. If the age is 10, then age 10 less than 18. Yeah, now it is true. So yes, that's when this print statement will run and the other statement will be ignored. So one statement is executed and other will be ignored. This is the essence of if else statements. Okay, so after that we have if else if. Okay, if else if. So let's just try. Age equals to let's say 65, and less than, yeah, you are a kid. Now we will try else if, sorry, and if. We do not put the whole else in here. Okay, so age greater than 60, put a colon, and you do not never miss the colon, because it will also give the syntax error. Okay, so print you are wise. All right, so after this, you when you put an enter, you will press the enter, you will again indent it, but we do not put an indentation here because we want to put an else in here. So that's why we will remove the indentation, and after the else we have to put the semicolon as well, and after that we will put our print statement, which is you are still learning. Let's get our results here. Okay, so you are wise, because why we got this result? Because our age is 65. When we have we will come in this statement, we got 65 less than 18. No, that's wrong. This statement will be ignored. We will go to else if, and now we will check 65 greater than 60. Yes, now it is greater than 60. We will get the result true, and now this statement will be printed, and again else statement will be ignored. All right, so there is no limit to else if. You can also put another else if you want, but and there's no limit to it. All right, so lastly we have a nested if condition. Whenever we need to check the multi-level condition, at that time nested if use. So let's take an example. 100 marks of exam paper. Student will need to get 33 marks for passing. For distinct, need above 90 marks. Now we need to print pass if a student gets more than 33 marks at a time. If a student gets more than 90 marks, then we need to print you are distinct. Let's do it as a practical. I will just remove whole code from here, and I will just put the marks equals to 35. Now if the marks greater than 35, then we will say print you passed the exam. Okay, we have passed the exam, And in the same if statement, we will put if the first of all, if the number is above 35. Now we want to check if the student is distinct or not. So for that, we have checking it in the same if condition. So we will put marks greater than 90, and yeah, we will print you are you are distinct in exam. Okay, so let's just run it. Before running it, I have make another amendment because I have put 35 in here. Mistakenly, I have to put 33 because our passing marks are 33. So let's just run it now and see what we get the result. So we have got you have passed the exam, obviously, because he get 35 marks, he is obviously passed. Now we will just make it 95. Let's see what happens now. Okay, you passed the exam and you are in distinct in exam. So if first of all we have got 35 marks, 35 greater than 33, yes, now the this statement will be run. Now we have got another statement which is in a if statement, and it will also check the marks 35 greater than 90, which is not. So this statement will be ignored. Now if we got the 95 marks, and 95 marks obviously are greater than 33, now we have printed you have passed the exam. Now the next statement is again checking it 95 is greater than 90, obviously it is greater than. So now this statement will be printed. So this is how our nested if will work. Okay, so we have also asked Python shorthand if else condition. Shorthand if else is normal if else condition which is completed in one line. We can just do it in one line. Let's just remove the whole thing again. Okay, and I will take age equals to 20, and then I will just print you or get. Okay, now if age less than 18, else print you are adult. Okay, so this is how we have got one line condition. So if the age is less than 18, it will just print the statement. Let's just run the module and then we'll say you are an adult because our age is greater than 20. So the if condition will not run. So if first of all we will give the print statement and then we will give the if condition. So if this condition will true, the print statement will be run, and if it is not true, then the else part of it will be run. Okay, so this is the simple if else one line condition. We can also do that instead of going multiple lines, but I prefer on the multiple lines and indented code because it make readability more more and more cool, or just it make it easier to read the code and understand the code. All right, so this is my opinion, but you are open to your opinions. So this is the whole thing. I hope you understand it. All right.